What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Grower in the Show, where we are going to be talking about Harrison. But before we get into that, make sure you subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Come hang out. If you got some suggestions, drop them in the comments. We
Yeah,
might listen to them.
yeah. What do you want us
Might
to talk
not.
about? We might
I
talk
don't
about
know.
it.
We don't know what the future holds. Anything could happen.
That's
So
true.
just try it out. Try it out.
All right, Brad. So this was kind of your topic this week. So how about you start us off?
But no, I was just curious and get your thoughts everybody's talking about everything with Dexter. Dexter's obviously dead, but what happens to Harrison in the Dexter universe? Not necessarily saying there's going to be a next season or like what we'd want to see in a season, just with the character. Like, what do you think happens? What does he do? He just killed his dad.
He did.
He has no family. He has no friends anymore. He has no money, no nothing. What does he do? Where does he go?
I don't know. It's very interesting. Like, what's even his identity? You know what I mean? Like, does he have
Like, what does he identify as?
no, yeah, like what's his driver's license? What's his, what's he got going on there? Because he went by whatever, but he kind of just enrolled in school with like what, fake credentials, I'm assuming, or no credentials at all. I don't know how that shit works.
I'm
So,
assuming he has credentials because, like, he would have had to have his birth certificate and all that to go to where'd he go? Fiji? Where'd they go? Hannah. Where were they supposed to be going? Anyway, so he would have had to have credentials when he was a young boy to go across seas with Hannah and Dexter originally.
yeah,
So
for sure.
he
But
probably has all that, especially when Hannah died. But yeah, you're right. We don't know. I mean, I would assume at this point that Hannah really is dead.
I would assume
There's
she's got to be, yeah.
Yeah, there's still so many unanswered questions though about like
Yes.
how did he get to America? Like, what did he do when he got here? I know he said he was in the foster system, but how did that work? Did they just expedite him?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So who knows? But anyways, it's more about what he's gonna do. The hard part I have is like, I feel like he's gonna end up in prison
Yeah,
for
I think
murder.
he's gonna end. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pretty quickly. I know he
Yeah.
went through that whole story arc as, oh, I don't really have a dark passenger and all this shit. But let's be real. They switched it up mid-season.
Yeah.
But he did plan and try to execute murdering an innocent kid,
Yeah.
right? He was going to set him up. He fucking sliced his leg open, was letting it bleed out. Then he got
Didn't he
second
stay in
thoughts
a
about it.
coma? Wasn't he in a
Yeah.
coma? He basically
Yeah.
might be dead.
And then he
Like,
set him up to look like he was fucking about to shoot up the school.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
He almost sliced
So
up the other high schools. Like,
yeah, if Dexter
wrestling
wouldn't have
team.
come there, he would have cut one of those dudes' throats.
Mm-hmm.
He's still got the straight razor. We don't know why he had the straight razor on him still that one night when he went and visited Audrey.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Like, yeah, no, like it was just like a Easter, like, oh, what could happen? Nothing. And then he did watch his dad kill a dude and cut him up into pieces, and then shot his dad.
And knows how
He's
to
not.
like get away with murder now.
Yeah, and he's not going to be well adjusted. He's not going to come out of this like, oh, this is a great therapy session. I'm glad I got to finally hash this out with my father.
Yeah. That's what
Rekindle
they.
some shit.
It's definitely what they made it seem like. Especially that end scene of him driving away with them repeating Dexter's letter to him, and it's like, he's supposed to. We're supposed to think he's changed, and like, oh, this is like the storybook ending, and it's like this is stupid. Especially if
No,
he's already read this letter. Like makes less sense. Knowing that he's read the letter and everything like that. And it's like, because it really explains a lot of the stuff. And he's
yeah,
like, why is he even questioning some of these things
yeah.
if he's read
No,
the letter?
the letter that when they read the letter, they would have been better off not reading that letter.
Yeah.
And just fucking let him go off to music or whatever. And yeah, I just don't see like when he leaves. Right? Again, he has no friends, family, he has no money. He doesn't have a high school degree or diploma. I mean, where's he go? Is he going to go enroll in another high school and just live by himself? No.
I mean,
Is
he
he
can
gonna?
get a job,
He's gonna have to go get a job. But then it's like, all right, so now he's going to be struggling poor. Still has all the rage that he had, plus
Hmm.
some extra fucking problems because Dexter's dumbass, a terrible father. You know what I mean? He should have just went to. That would have been better for Harrison. Like, let him go to prison. I'm
Probably,
gonna
yeah.
fess up to my crimes and do that. That would have been a better thing for Harrison. I feel like Harrison very
Well,
quickly.
let's talk about that, right? Let's, he at the end of the day, he killed Dexter because he has
Yeah,
that in him as well. He's a
yeah.
psychopath as
Even though
well.
he says he doesn't.
Yeah, he's, a real, someone who doesn't have those feelings. They would have waited for Angela to get there or whatever it may have been. Like, nah, Dexter, put your hands up, man. We're going to turn
Yeah,
yourself in.
yeah. Like, imagine you found out I was a serial killer, and I was like, dude, you got the gun on me. You got to kill me. You got to. Like,
It's
I
like,
don't think you'd just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna smoke Brad real quick and just leave. No, you're gonna be like, no, dude, we're waiting for the fucking police. I'm not a
yep.
serial killer murderer like you are.
Or I'd let you go. I don't know. Whatever, too. Like, all right, you
You
got
better
30
let me
minutes,
go,
dude. You
bro.
got 30
You
minutes.
better let me go. What's that on 30 minutes? You better put me in the back of the truck. Dexter brought the truck out there to go, dog. I'd have been like,
That's
jump in,
true.
let's get it.
I'll let you go, man. I'll let you go.
No, you better let me go. I'd be pissed.
It'll be
I
like,
think if you were like, hey, you have 30 minutes, I'd be like, okay, and then I'd be like, well, sit with me so we can talk one last time, and then I would sit down with you and slowly coerce you into dropping the gun, and then I would, you'd just be sitting there talking, and then you just feel something on your neck. You'd be like, what the fuck? And then you'd wake up in just a room, just a room,
look, I was
naked.
gonna let you go, Brad.
I'd be like, dude, you weren't gonna let me go. I gotta do this, and then I would stab you slowly, but I'd look you in the eyes. I wouldn't do it like
Okay,
impersonable, you know. But that's just because I would have to because my dark passenger. I wouldn't have a choice.
true.
But no, I don't know. I think the internet breaking ending didn't happen,
No, it didn't happen. It was
and
pretty predictable.
I know we haven't really talked about how we would have ended it. There's a lot of cool ways we would have ended it, but to be that anticlimactic, they would have been better off again saying, "Oh, Harrison, if you want me to own up to my crimes, I will,"
Yeah,
kind of thing. I'll go for you, and to give Harrison real closure, and that could give him help. He could have stayed in that city,
yep,
right? Angela would have helped him out. He could have been there. He could have gotten, kept his friends, or maybe he had to move because everybody would have found out his dad was a serial killer. But still,
true.
Angela would have helped him a little more. He still was a kid, right? Um, but yeah, the whole him running off, like, I just don't see. And I know that you were telling me that what's it? Is it John C. Riley? Or no, Michael
Michael
C.
C.
Hall.
Hall,
I don't know why
John
I was
C.
saying John
Riley,
C.
though.
Riley. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, he's a cool guy too.
he is
But
too.
Michael C. Hall, you were telling me that he's like said that he will never play Dexter
Yeah,
again.
he said he only
You
came
know.
back to play Dexter because they told him they were gonna kill him off. You know,
Yeah.
and
Um which I didn't I never really I don't think that they're setting up another season
I
or
don't either.
doing a spinoff.
I
I
don't
think
think
Dexter's really over.
I do too. This
I
isn't a
think
Better
that
Call Saul. This isn't,
yeah,
a mine
there's
situation. This is just
there's no good way to do it.
this was the spinoff. This was
Yeah.
and it
This
sucks
is
of
it.
it may have sucked it was only one season because once again I've said, before like um I'm fine with everything that happened in the show. You just gotta make me believe it a little bit more. And with that, you just got to have to. I think that should have happened in a 2 or 3 season thing. I think if Dexter New Blood was 2 or 3 seasons, it could have been really good, and I think it would have been
Or
really good.
honestly, if it just even if it wasn't 2 or 3 seasons, if it was just more episodes,
Sure.
I think 12 episodes would have given it so much more.
I wanted,
As opposed to 10.
sure, or the only reason why I say that with the characters and everything that you introduced, I think you needed more time to do. I don't think 2 episodes would have just finished all that, you know?
I I understand what you're saying. I just mean like for the one-off season thing.
Mm-hmm.
Think of how much was put in the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
If they would have added another 2 episodes on top of that, just where they could spread that out a little more and really dive into what was happening, and because all the problems we have, and again, me and you both think that the season was good. It wasn't bad, but with everything they introduced and left so many open ends, just like a couple episodes to kind of close some of those answer some of the questions that we had, kind of give everything a little more meaning. You know, the problem we had like with Angela, where she was finding things out too conveniently. You could have spread that out a little more, made it a little better.
The
Harrison
the
really got that relationship between
the
them.
thing with Harrison is like it's almost like you backed out of his character, like you said, halfway through the
Yeah,
season, and or that you wanted to. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the writing, where they wanted to go, but like you were setting this character up, and I've said it before, as such like the smart character, and I really liked Harrison's character in the beginning. Like I really liked him, and then you lost me halfway through when he was just like whiny and like love me, daddy, and it was just like, all right, like here's your bonding moment with Dexter now, and then it's like, oh, that's it. That's all it took. It's like that's not me anymore, man. And it's like I just don't believe it. So it's just, I don't know. Like I said, I think 2 episodes would have been cool to 2 more episodes would have been cool to have, but you needed another season or so to really dive into
yeah,
that psychology of that character to make me believe that from from what you set up in the first couple of episodes of him slicing this kid's leg open to the end, of him driving away and feeling free and released of all this anger and everything that was bothering him before. I don't believe it. It's
yeah,
part of the reason why I think he killed Dexter. He shot him because he has that in him. That's the anger in him. He wanted to kill somebody. And I don't know if that's his first kill, but I guarantee you, I think it would happen again.
yeah. I think it was probably his first kill. I think that just from what we've seen with the whole, because he was gonna kill that kid and then felt
Hmm.
bad, and we don't really know the whole situation there either. It was so everything was so gray with what happened. I know
Well,
that they recreated it, but you don't know why he changed his mind. You know, he could have gotten scared he was going to get caught. There's a lot of things that could have happened. He does seem to show a lot more empathy than Dexter ever has, but it
yes.
doesn't mean he doesn't have those tendencies to. I mean, he says it all the time. All he thinks about is hurting people. It's not like after he kills his
Yeah.
dad, all of a sudden he's not going to think about hurting people anymore.
Well, Dexter cared about people as well, you know. Like it's not like he really cared for Deb, right? That he cared for Deb, he
Yeah,
cared for other people, you
there
know.
wasn't many people he really cared about other than Deb, like truly cared about.
He cared about the kids, he cared about Rita.
Not really.
Well, I
Well,
think
here's my thing. And me and you talk about this. It's kind of off topic, but like with Rita, Rita got murdered. He was upset for like 1 or 2 episodes. I think just the first episode of the next season. He beat a random guy to death in a bathroom, and then he just not really ever mentioned Rita that much anymore. He just moved on.
yeah, I just mean when I'm forgetting the
But
daughter's name.
When Deb died, that like ended everything about him. He was
For
like, "I'm
sure.
done now." Like Deb was the only person in Harrison. I think that he probably felt that way about Harrison because it was his son. But I don't think Dexter has ever cared for people the way Harrison does.
No. And now, like I said it before, you see that in that last scene. Like the moment Harrison's like, I need you to turn yourself in. And he's like, I can't go. I can't do that, son. Like, I want you to go with me, but if you're not going to go with me, I'm out of here. You know what I mean? That just shows he doesn't really care about him. He cares truly about himself, but I think he's cared about people. He just cares about himself way more than anyone else, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And to even to die in that moment for Dexter, getting away from Harrison for a second, but for Dexter, it's just showing how selfish she really is. Because he didn't want to be caught. He didn't want to go through the whole system. He knew what all that was going to entail. And he's like, come on, man, just do me this mercy of just put me out of my misery at least. Like, don't let me have to go through all that. And like, I don't know. I think it's a combination of the two of Harrison wanting to kill and Dexter not wanting to go through all that crazy shit. That will definitely be, he would be the most successful serial killer ever caught at that point.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean they still figured out who he was, so
Hmm.
you know, very poorly though. There's still not too much to.
Well, I mean, they figured out who the Trinity killer was too, but they didn't, they never caught him.
Yeah, well, they're gonna have his body though. Is what
Yeah. And
I
that's another thing about the rip between Harrison and Dexter at the end, right? And it's like Dexter definitely didn't have to kill Logan, and it seemed like they did that to be the main friction between Harrison
It
and
would have been
Dexter at
so
the end.
easy to get out of that though.
It would have been very
With
easy,
Harrison,
for sure.
hey, whose blood is that? Why did you call me from Logan's phone? Oh, because I got in a really bad fight with him and I beat him the fuck up. He's
Yeah.
fine. We got
He's
to get
cool.
out of here.
Listen, he's
Because
cool.
if he wouldn't have said he killed Logan, Harrison would have gotten into the car with him.
Yeah.
That's the thing that stopped him.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as Dexter lies to everybody, you'd think he'd just be like, I don't know, I killed a fucking deer, man. You know, something. Oh, Logan, he's chilling. He gave me, let me borrow
My
his
blood.
phone.
Like, look, my blood, you know?
Yeah. So where's it coming from? I had a nosebleed. But I wiped my face off because I didn't want to scare you. You know what I mean? It just got all over my shirt. Yeah, like anything would have been better. And where's Logan? Yeah, I fucking killed him.
He's dead.
Yeah, that coach that you really liked.
Yeah.
He's dead now. Yeah, because of your daddy. Anyways, we're gonna get out of here because I'm kind of hungry.
Exactly. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where Harrison goes as a character from here. I just think they wrote the character kind of flip-floppy. And with that being said, I stand true by thinking that he's going to kill again. Having that kill in him didn't satisfy nothing. I think, you know, if there were going to write a spin-off of Harrison being the new Dexter, you know what I mean? He is smart, and I'm sure he will take a lot of that, and he will, you know, if he is a smart character, he won't get caught for many years. But, you know, I just don't think.
I think he'd get caught quick, and I think that what would happen is it would build up again. He feels better now, and because he's got that kill, he got that release, just like what Dexter always needed. And then it's going to build back up, and I think that the difference between him and Harrison is Harrison's would be in a fit of rage. Like, I think he would lose control and would not be able to hide the evidence. And maybe he could get away with it for a small amount of time, but it's not going to be like Dexter, you know? Which Dexter's obviously in a unique case, right? He was a very successful blood splatter analyst. He trained as that as a kid to be a serial killer, you know, to work with police. He knows all. Harrison doesn't know any of that shit.
Yeah.
And serial killers do get away with it
Dexter was,
for a yeah. But here, I mean, serial killers do get away with it all the time, right? For a certain amount of time, like it happens. So he might be able to get by, but I think that it would happen pretty quickly with him. I think that he would, like I said, lose control and commit a murder he couldn't take back.
Mm-hmm. But thank you for watching. Once again, subscribe. Please subscribe. We need as many subscribers as possible.
And again, if you got any suggestions, shows we should watch, something we should talk about, let us know. Hit us up.